Hello guys, welcome to this year's Film Fest. I am absolutely pumped up this year to answer your questions on video and cameras. For those of you, if this is your first time here, or for those of you that have been watching my videos all for the past year or two, I just want to say thank you so much from me, Dave, here at TVR Creators. I thank you all so much because it all means the world. So this is basically an event where I look back over the last sort of year of YouTube, what I've been making, the direction that I plan to go with the channel, thanking you guys, answering some questions, having a bit of fun, see what goes on, and you know what, just celebrating a year of content creation. So thank you for joining me. So do not go anywhere. So without further ado, I just want to say, for old time's sake, this is the first time I've gone live in a long time, I'm Dave from TVR Creators, and I make weekly content mainly on cameras to help you pick the best cameras as you are growing content creators. I made that more complex than it need to be. If that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe now. Now let's crack on with the questions. Now, just before we carry on, I just want to say, for those, just give you a bit of feedback if you don't know already, the sort of my background in video and film. I did sort of drama and stuff at school and college and all that jazz. I've always been interested in videos and cameras. And then sort of at the back end of college, I started editing and dabbling with that. And then YouTube came around back in whatever year it was, 2005, 2006, whatever year it was. And I started posting like silly YouTube videos, and I would then sort of film myself doing characters and stuff like that. And then sort of over the years it progressed. I then started making my own films, and I got together with friends at the time and stuff like that, and made films about all sorts of things, usually fantasy or characters going on adventures. So those you watch now, some of you may have seen some of them, and I would turn them into DVDs and just hand them out to family and friends. Really, I was always a bit shy about it. And then over the years it sort of progressed and more people watched it, and it just, you know, and it became very professional. And then I had a team of people that it became known as TV Random, and then sort of that would be a weekly thing where you do videos and play with cameras and do a bit of photography and work towards the next film or video project we were working on at the time. Done a few wedding videos over the years and stuff like that. So as you can see, loads of stuff I've done. And then over the years, and then it hit sort of 2020 when the world ended, as I call it, the pandemic, COVID, whatever you call it. And I decided that I wanted, because I was always just dabbling in YouTube, you know, posting here, posting there, always more concentrating on my films, which was great. I learned a lot about how to film and sound and editing. So I've been editing for a good 15, probably coming on 18 years or whatever it is now. And in 2020, I decided I wanted to make something of the channel. I wanted to become a proper YouTuber. I wanted to make this part of my life. And I'm very passionate about film and cameras and video. And here I am. So 2 years later, I've been growing the channel, making content. You know, to begin with, I was doing it on like YouTube tips and stuff like that. But I found out probably last Christmas that a lot of you really like the content to do with cameras, especially whatever camera I was talking about at the time. And those of you may know that I talk a lot about the Canon M50, but there are other cameras I talk about. And then this channel has evolved into a channel where I talk about, hello, welcome, sounds of Portugal. I'll get to you in 1 second, just bear with me 1 second. You know, and then from there, I really started pushing the channel and see what you guys liked. And I basically sort of, you know, I really take note. YouTube does a very good job of showing you exactly what you guys are actually enjoying. It's really good to get the feedback, but YouTube is very specific. For those of you that are into content creation or your YouTubers yourselves, you will know what YouTube is like. I just want to read this because this is awesome. Welcome live in the green room, Salja, Portugal. Welcome here at FilmFest. I just want to read that. Hi, Dave. Here we are. Hi, Dave. I still don't have a camera. I use my phone, but maybe you can answer me this. Right, first question of the day, live on TV. Here we go. So the first question, how can I stop the camera from autofocusing? That's interesting. Do you mean your phone? I can't seem to find the setting or how to do it. I use an app, Open Camera. Sounds portrait, or maybe have you in a suggestion. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying there. On a lot of new phones, I believe before you press record, you can actually autofocus on the objects, or the face, or the person, or object or thing that you're trying to film. And then once you sort of focus on and you press record, that should lock on the focus in that area. I hope that's helpful. Yes, there we go. And that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. Obviously, different phones vary, but I don't think you need an app or anything like that. I think you can literally just click on the part of the screen you want to focus on, and the camera should do that. Obviously, if you've got a Canon M50, it does that more easily, and it will lock on that particular object. But I'm pretty sure on most modern phones, or even if it isn't the newest phone in the world, it doesn't really matter. I'm sure a lot of phones, if you just... because mine just autofocuses on my face when I do shorts and stuff, and that literally just focused on. I'm really sorry, I've got a really itchy nose. It's really annoying. Literally just came on to start filming. I'll try that next time. Okay, now I hope that's helpful. So far as I'm aware, you just press on the object or thing or whatever you're filming, and off you go. So hopefully that was helpful. If you've got any more questions, please put them in the live chat. I'm loving this live stuff. I do actually have some questions as well that family and friends and some of you viewers have asked me on Insta and Twitter, and because I didn't know who was going to be live on the show. So, but if there's people doing live questions, that is awesome as well. So bring them up. Yes, I can't wait to get get the M50. It's an awesome camera, honestly. We do have an affiliate link to that, so if you're interested, click on the affiliate link in the description and go and check it out. But because you are one of the core fans and you've been here quite a few times, honestly, go and check out Marketplace or even sites like eBay. You can probably get a second-hand one for probably half the price. So I'm giving you that power tip right there as a core fan. So thank you. But yeah, so I've really spent the last couple of years trying to make something of this channel, growing slowly, not as fast as I like, but it's really nice to see that every sort of couple of days I gain 1 or 2 or a few subscribers. It's really nice getting the feedback off you guys when you get nice comments. I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, it's really nice to come in after a really long day or, whatever you've been doing, and you look on your phone. Not always, occasionally you'll get weirdos, I will admit that, but most of the time, 99% of the time, you'll get a comment like, really enjoy your video, blah blah blah, or even just asking random questions like Sound of Portugal's just done. It would just be like, would you recommend this camera for my kid or something like that. So that's really cool to see it. So I'm just looking over to see what else is coming. You're most welcome. I'm glad I was helpful in that question. I hope that helps. I really do. So I've got, let's crack on, Dave. I've got this jug. If you want to support the channel as well as subscribing, you can check out our merch. We've got t-shirts and all the rest of it. Anyway, I've got this cup. Subscribe if you're getting value. Hit the like button if you're getting value from this video. If you haven't already, smash that like button, ring the bell, and you can see more of me every week. God help you. Anyway, right, here's the mug, the power mug. Get value. In here, I have a load of questions that I've tallied together from just working on this over the last year, questions people have asked me on Instagram and Twitter, family and friends have just suggested questions. I'm just going to throw them all in a cup. Obviously, if anyone comes live, feel free to ask your questions. If you watch this on the replay, please ask your questions about videos or cameras in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them best I can. So, first question, drum roll please. I don't know what that was, but it was a drum roll. First one, here's the first question. Oh, we're going to be here all night. Strap in, people. It's going to be a long one. Let's read it upside down. Well done, Dave. Right. Sorry, first question. I need some water. Got a bit of Triple H going on. Absolute value. Right, first question. Sorry about that. Suddenly got nose itching. Suddenly perfectly fine before filming. Now it's all happening here on live TV. Anyway, what would be something you would say to I think that's supposed to be someone starting out on YouTube. There you go. That's a live question there. What would I say to someone starting out on YouTube? I will do my best to not go on all night because I really could say a lot to anyone just starting out. But what I would say is really think about what you're passionate about. And my honest goal from what I've learned personally is talk about or make videos about what you're most passionate about. Think about something. Now, I know I do know a few people that have YouTube channels, and some of you may be watching this now or on the replay. And I do know people that want to start YouTube and are unsure and blah, blah, blah. And one thing that always crops up to those group of people is, oh, you know, I like this and I could do that and blah, blah, blah. What I would say is talk about what you're passionate about. Make head videos like this. Talk about what you're passionate about. Think of whatever it is that you're most passionate about. And I know some of you might be going, oh, I don't know. Well, just think of like, what is something that if you were sat in a pub tonight and someone mentioned that topic, whatever it was, you could literally have a 3-hour conversation and still have more to say. And if you can think of that, and everybody has that if you think about it, and just talk about that, make videos about that, start in your bedroom, start in your garage, start in your car, wherever it is, maybe change locations. And then from that, I would just say, just enjoy what you're doing. Make this a part of your life, because there are people that might go, oh, I don't have the time, blah, blah, blah. But you make time, don't you? You know, if you're starting a college course, or if you're starting college, or if you're going to work, or, you know, if you're starting a second job, you make the time. You have to go to it. You allocate that time. So what I would say to anyone starting out is allocate time. Whatever's easier. And I very much appreciate all have busy lives nowadays, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, when you have to go to work, you go to work, unless you will. So with YouTube, I would see it like that. Don't see it as a hobby, maybe to begin with, but then if you really want to do it, you've got to see it like a job, but a fun job, because if you don't, you'll just, you know, it will just phase out. So you're going to think like I used to do every Tuesday night, you know, that is YouTube time. You know, if it's just thinking of ideas, making videos, post them, whatever, even if it's shorts, and go with that. And I would highly recommend that. And then from that, you know, just see what videos are working, make more of them. It's a real nice feeling when you get likes and subscribers and people commenting on your videos, and ones that get the more traction, think, right, make more of them. And I've got loads of videos on this, so I won't divulge. I can't talk tonight too much into that question, but just enjoy what you're doing and make videos, and just think what, you know, if you're interested in that topic, what sort of things would you like people to talk about, and talk about that. And honestly, you have no problem, because you'll just think of the next thing and the next thing. And if you type into search something about that topic, it will come up with lots of suggestions. So it's very hard to run out of ideas. And sometimes once you've been doing it a year or so, you can just revamp old videos or just make videos on similar topics and stuff like that. So I hope that answers that question for you. Right, next question. Drum roll. Hit the drum roll, please. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but if you've got a drum roll, just do it for me as you're watching this. You get the idea. And my voice is going, which is worrying. Anyway, what do you use to edit on? Okay, well, I've used multiple programs, but let's get to the question. At the moment, I use Magic. It's a Magic Edit Pro. It's a very good program. It just costs money. I know it costs money. Oh dear. It cost me about £50, so that would be, I don't know what, $60, $70, something like that. And it's a brilliant program. It has lots of plugins. You can plug in new transitions. It actually has its own music maker and creator, so you can make your own beats and tracks if you want to. But what I really like about it, it doesn't crash. You don't have to have the most powerful computer in the world to use it, because I've used it on a few different ranges of computers now. And what I really like about it, it's just really easy to use. And sometimes, you know, I've used some of the more professional ones like Adobe and stuff, and they are fantastic programs and obviously cost much more. But what I like about Magic is it's just easy to use. And sometimes if you're a bit tired or just not feeling it, sometimes it's nice to have a program that's just easy to use. I don't know if those of you, sorry Microsoft, you know, if you're trying to make a poster on Word, the picture never wants to go when you want it to go, and it's hard work. But then if you use PowerPoint, you can drag, I don't know where I'm going with this, but you can drag pictures around. I don't know, it's just easier to do graphics. And that's what I like about Magic. It just makes video editing so easy. So I hope that answers the question to any of you that want to know why edit on. And I must admit, I haven't edited as much recently as I did last year, just because I've been just doing more shorts, doing more live streams, been recording videos like this. I've just been finding ways to make, again, making it more, taking it more seriously. I've just been trying to find ways to, you know, make it last longer and make it more enjoyable for myself as well as my viewers. so I don't feel like I'm just editing all the time. But then I'll mix it up. You know, I'll do it a couple of weeks, and then you'll probably notice the ones I edit on. Anyway, next question. Drum roll. I don't know what that was. What has been your favourite video to make this year? You know what? That is a hard question. Last year I did a fantastic collab with the Poultry Patch. Very good channel. Go and check it out. High five. I thought that was fun. But go and check her out. She's brilliant. And she's on one of the subscribers that channels I follow. And that was a really good collab. Really enjoyed that. I need to do another one of them. But I'm actually going to have a brief look at my channel, as bad as this sounds. Just to have a brief look at some of the content I've made. I'm just having a brief look because I've made a lot of videos over the last year. I've done shorts, I've done versus videos, I've done recordings, I've done all that sort of jazz. And what I would say is I've enjoyed all of them, to be fair, but if I had to say one, it's probably one of the outdoor ones. You probably notice if I've been talking about, say, the Canon 2000D, when I've been sat on a bench outside or in a forest somewhere just talking about a particular camera. They're probably my favourite sort of videos, or sometimes I like doing little shorts. It's hard to say one because a lot of these videos are, I don't know, they all sort of interlink with each other, so I enjoy all of them. I enjoy all of what I do with that. Oh, really sorry. Voice is going. Absolute value. Got any questions? Put in the question below. If you're getting value so far from this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Let's have a look. You're going to get value from this video. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Right, what videos do you plan to make next? That's a very good question. For those of you that, and probably none of you will probably know because I don't really tell anybody, but I do actually have, when I'll be making the series, like what I've just finished last weekend, this series on this channel of the Firewire Show and of DOS Byte on my second channel. And that's probably a cool thing I started this year. I started the second channel. And in a weird way, I've actually found it, this makes no sense, but I've actually found it easier. I do not recommend this at all, but I personally find it easier having two channels than one. And I think the reason for that is because I sometimes get a bit obsessive with one channel. I find myself getting really like, you know, like before I was going to bed, first thing in the morning, I don't know, I was just getting a bit obsessive with it. And I found by stretching myself out a little bit onto two channels, I'm a bit more relaxed with it, and I'm just sort of going with it and, you know, professional with it, but I'm not like quite getting so like into it. And I think that's just more healthy personally. What was the question? I can't remember what the question was. Oh yeah, what videos do I plan to make next? Continuation of what you guys enjoy. So I spend quite a lot of time on the YouTube Studio, either on the PC or on the Studio app on my phone, looking at what videos you guys enjoy best. What ones get the most likes, subscribers, comments, which ones have the most watch time, watch hours, how long you've watched it for, all that sort of jazz. So I spend a lot of time just studying what you guys are enjoying and trying to make more of that. So being brutally honest, it's hard to just say, yes, that video. Though I do find, obviously, the M50 videos do quite well. When I do Pacific videos on Pacific cameras, that's, you know, I'm probably gonna do more of the same. And versus videos do really well. So, you know, if I do like this versus that, they tend to get sometimes a few thousand views, which is really awesome. So yeah, basically more of what you guys enjoy. As my voice is going now. Wow. Absolute value. Right, next question. I'm not going to do a drum roll because I can't do it tonight for some reason. Right, what lenses should I get? I mean, you particularly. What lenses should you get? Okay, so if you're buying a camera, obviously if you got your phone, I personally would start with what you got and just use your phone to begin with. But if you're like me and you're a bit old school and you want something separate from your phone, obviously get a camera, Canon M50. But lenses wise, it just depends what you're doing. So I personally found a kit lens that came in the M50 is perfectly good enough for what I do. You want to be something more professional, get a more expensive lens, and it just depends. The mill I find is the most important bit for me personally, and it just depends what you're doing. So, you know, if you're content creation, if you're making videos, You might want to get yourself a 15 lens. It's more wide angle. I was looking the other day at a 10mm, which would be really wide angle, so that'd be really nice when you're filming outside and stuff like that. But if you're just doing photography, you might be fine with just a 24 to sort of 45 or something like that. Or if you want some longer shots, you might want a 3, or if not 5 or 600mm if you want to take shots of wildlife far away, get that really nice photo. It's a bit of a all-rounder thing to answer, really, because it just depends on what you're doing. So I would say for content creators, you want the smaller mill personally, unless you're like into film and you're going to get all specific with it. Or if you're doing photography, you might want, some like 28 and higher, so you get that, nice long away shot. I hope that's helpful. So yeah, but for me, I like my 15 to 45 because I can do really good filming in it on 15 setting, and if I'm taking photos, I'll bump it up to 24 or 28, and very occasionally I'll go full zoom on 45. Just depends on the photo that I'm taking. What tripod and lights do you use? Wow, that's a cool question. Hope that's helpful. And let's just see who's in the green room. Oh yeah, who's in the green room? Okay, so tripods, I've actually got, as you can see, multiple tripods. So you can actually, what I'm using with the camera that's filming this on is basically like this one here, which is like a 15 to 20 pounds, or that'd be about $25-30, depending on what part of the world you live in. And that's basically a cheaper tripod, perfectly fine. The one that this camera is one of my new cameras, the 920C. Lowtech's very good little webcam. That's what I'm using to record this with now. And the tripod there is perfectly good, and it's very similar to what I'm using to have this camera on. And I've had it for 15-20 years. Brilliant little tripod. It's been everywhere, up hills and cities and forests, by rivers, been everywhere. And as long as you look, and be brutally honest, as long as you look after it, it will pretty much last forever to an extent. If you want something a bit more heavy duty, I can't remember the name of it now, but I think I do have a link to that in the description or something similar. And this one here, I can't point backwards, that my M50's on. I just like it better. It's a bit more expensive, but only costs about something like £40-50, so that'd be about $60-70. And that's really cool because it's got nice grips on it. It's a bit more heavier, especially if you've got a bigger camera or you just want to feel more professional. It's got some nice grips on it, so you can do some nice pan shots. And it actually pops out like a selfie stick, and that's really handy for filming as well. So it's really cool, and it's tall as well. So I would always recommend, if possible, getting a tripod that's sort of eye level, looking down on you. That's something I would massively recommend. Light wise, I do have a set of floodlights that you can't see. There's one up there. It's basically a floodlight. I think I've got a link to that in the description as well. I only use one because my studio isn't actually that big, so one actually fills the room, as you can see, very well. And then just to make this shot look more interesting, I've just gradually gained light. So I've got a couple of spotlights that have hang on, there's a spotlight, and one's behind my head. So it's there somewhere, and they both have different gels. And what's really cool about that, let's see if we can focus, there we go. And what's really cool about them, they have different gels. They look like these, look, have these cool little gels, and you can fit the different colours on them and stuff like that, which makes it very handy to change the colours, which is really cool. They're just LED ones, don't cost a lot at all. Get a pair, 2 or 3 of them for sort of £30, something like that. And then I got this like ring light that I know quite a lot of you photographers like. If you're doing beauty and stuff like that, I know a lot of you do that, and it has loads of modes, flashing lights, different lights. Really cool gadget, especially as the first light. That's something you might want. I know quite a lot of people do beauty like them because they're small and they're just really cool and mobile. Yeah, so I got a lot of lights. I used to just use the normal house light to do my live streams because my old webcam didn't like proper floodlights. It used to just make everything blow up and go all weird. But I've got a decent camera now. But so yeah, there's some of the tripods. I've got loads of other tripods and lights laying about. But yeah, that's the bulk of what I've got at the moment. Oh dear. Right. Next question. What camera do you use? Wow, that is a very long question. Well, when I'm doing my proper work, as I call it, or if I'm doing a head video or a proper video, or even when I'm making a film, I will use the Canon M50. Wherever it is, there it is. Brilliant camera. You can get it now for about £600. Absolutely brilliant camera. We do have a link to that in the description. If you're getting value from today's video so far, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. I do massively appreciate it. And check out our merch if you're getting value. And it's pretty obvious that you are. Anyway, yeah, so I use my M50. Love that camera. Absolutely love it. I do actually have a M100, which is a slightly smaller version. Has the same lens on it at the minute. And just has less features on it. It's much cheaper. Unless you get the M200, which is about the same price, which makes no sense. But the M100 you can get on eBay for like £100 now. It's great. I use it very much as like a photography camera if I go on day trips, if I want, you know, a good thumbnail, or if I just want a second camera and I'm not too worried about audio, I will use that camera. So a very nice little camera for doing, you know, blogging and stuff like that. And I do obviously have my 1300D that you may see in a few of my videos. That was my first sort of proper camera, if you will. I don't use that much now, if I'm honest. I occasionally will do a few photos with it, but I use it more to show off in photos or to show the similarities between that and its younger brother, the 2000D, and stuff like that. And then I have a couple of webcams. I've got like a cheapy camera that's on my monitor. I don't even know what that is. I can't even remember. I just bought anything. And then what I'm using at the moment is the awesome Logitech 920C, which is a brilliant little webcam. It's what I'm using in a minute. And what I like about it is just plug and play USB, and it just produces a very nice camera quality image, which is really nice. So I would highly recommend that. And you can get one of them for about £80 roughly, and it goes up and down every day. So yeah, that is the cameras that I use. And I do actually use my phone quite a lot as well. And I know a lot of you content creators do use your phone. So I'm just keeping an eye on the green screen, the green room anyway. And I do use my phone quite a lot because, you know, sometimes it's easier to stick a phone on a tripod or just filming your phone. It is messing around with cameras, but personally, given a choice, I would use a camera every day because I just like to have, I don't know if it's just an age thing or whatever, but I do like to have that camera that's separate from my phone because, yeah, it just gives me value. Right, next question. We're going down to questions. If you do have any questions, put them in the live or put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And let's give you a little merch. You're going to get value from this video. Oh yeah! Next question. What is your history / experience in video? Well, I'm not going to get into that. Purely, I would just say you probably remember the beginning of the video where I briefly, and I mean briefly, went into some of my background in video and editing, and that I've been doing this for a long time, sort of 15, 18 years in different versions and whatnot. So I've referred to a Michael McIntyre joke. Refer to the first part of the video. So there you go. We'll get to the next one. Let's go for speed round. This is speed round. A couple of questions. Right. What camera would you look at for video for beginners? That's a very good question. I'm going to be brutally honest and say whatever you have to begin with as a beginner. So if it's just your phone, use your phone. If you want something a bit better, then perhaps look at something like the M50 or the Sony Z3-1, etc. Get something like that as a first camera, as a content creator. But if you haven't got the money at the minute, I would just use your phone because the chances are your phone will take fantastic photos and video. Right, speed round. So your phone. Right, what is a good first camera for photography away from my phone? Wow, because I was literally just going to say your phone again, if I'm brutally honest. Hey, Brad's in the green room. Welcome, Brad. Welcome, Brad. Everybody, welcome, Brad. Yeah, best camera for. If you got any questions, put them in the live chat. Hint, hint. So your best first camera for photography away, I would probably recommend, if you've got the money, the M50, amazing camera for photography. If you haven't, you don't want to spend the earth, as a first camera, something like the 2000D, a camera I talk about a lot on the channel. It's a nice camera. It only costs like $200-300. It's a nice, decent size as well, so you can interchangeable lenses and stuff like that, get some good photos. But if you want something a bit smaller that takes really nice photos, getting a mini version of that, what I was talking about earlier, the M100, brilliant camera, and it's really good, really good camera. Oh, we've got one more question. Do not go anywhere. Dun dun dun. Back in a second. I'm just going to show my merch.
If you would like to help our brand and support the channel, why not check out our merch? We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, and from time to time we add to the list. So go check it out, link in the description. And also if you want to support the channel, like and subscribe this video.
Alright, absolute value. If you're getting value so far from this video, or if you've got this far in the video over 30 minutes, thank you so much to getting to this point. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell if you're getting absolute value. Right, I think this is the final question, but don't go anywhere, because I've got to say afterwards, I've got a big announcement, so do not go anywhere and don't skip the video. I saw that. Right. What is a good camera for blogging? Well, I'm going to be brutally honest, as much as it kills me to say it, probably your phone. To be honest, unless you want to go out your way or spend a lot of money, I would recommend your phone and get yourself like a selfie stick or a tripod like that, where you can pull it off like a selfie stick, and your phone will take incredible photos and videos, probably as good as most cameras unless you spend the earth. And if you want something separate from your phone, again, I'd recommend the M50. But if you don't want to spend the earth, then the Canon M100, and you get that second hand on eBay for about £100. That's pretty decent, and it takes very good video, and it has a nice flip screen, nice and big, that faces towards you, which is really nice. But just bear in mind, it doesn't have an audio jack like the M50, but it still records quite nice audio as long as it's not too windy. But just bear that in mind. But actually, also, how can I forget the camera I talked about the other week, and the GoPro. So I would highly recommend a GoPro if you are a blogger, or if you're somebody that swims in the water or climbs a lot of mountains, or you're basically just a real life Indiana Jones, or maybe you just walk to a local shop. Get a GoPro. Oh dear. Right, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I just have my big announcement, which is a bit of an anticlimax, because I just want to thank you all so very much for watching all my videos over the last 12 months, supporting the channel on all the ways possible with your likes and subscribes, if you bought one of our merch, if you've left a comment, if you've had questions, if we've became YouTube friends or became friends over the platform or YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And for those of you that support, that have been watching my videos since I started TVR Creators in 2020, those of you that have been watching way before that, and for those of you that I've became very friendly with and I've only known you a few weeks or months, like those of you watching this on the replay, you know who you are. I just want to thank absolutely all of you, because it just means the earth. And I know I probably say that a lot, I try not to say it too much in more modern videos, but I just want to say it really does mean a lot. And I hope ultimately that I give you guys, yes, you guessed it, absolute value. So on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I just want to say see you down the road, and see you in the next video, which will, let's face it, probably be this weekend. And if you watch a replay, have a great day, because let's do it together now. You guys rock! You guys rock! You guys rock! Directors cut me off. See you next year.